The reason I'm actually doing this is for you, the one watching it, because I've been in your situation. I know what it's like. You're hesitant to book in, or you have booked in and you're a bit worried about it. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I've been in that exact situation. A bit about my story: I've spent probably over hundreds of thousands of dollars on things trying to get my brain right, trying to get my head right, and nothing seemed to work. So I got to the end of my tether, I suppose it was, and one day I got up early. I couldn't sleep at the time, and I got up early one morning. I was sitting in the office and I decided that was it. I'd had enough. I wasn't gonna, I'd realised that I just had enough. I couldn't survive anymore. I was going to end it all. I had basically planned what I was going to do. I had thought about making sure that my family wouldn't find me. And I remember sitting there thinking about all this, and I just absolutely had enough. I tried everything that I'd thought of, and at that point in time, my little daughter came in. The door was shut, and I remember her. She could only just open the door, and she came in to see me, and she just came and wanted a cuddle, so I gave her a cuddle, and she just said, "I love you, Dad." And that was it. And she got down and she walked out, and she went into our bedroom where my wife was still asleep. And I can still remember that pain till today, because I remember thinking to myself that I can't do this. I can't leave my family. Sorry. So I realised that I couldn't leave my family behind, because as much as I felt that I couldn't do anything more, I didn't want to leave them behind. And I'd remembered a few months previously, a friend of mine gave me a card to the Brain Wellness Spa. It was called something a bit different back then. And I opened the top drawer in my desk, because I was sitting at my desk, and the card was sitting there on the top. And to me, I'm a big believer in science. I think everything happens for a reason. And I saw that card there, and I realised that it's time to call. So I called that number straight away. I think it was probably around about 6:30 in the morning. And they took a message, and I remember a few hours later, Terry giving me a call, and I booked in straight away. It was very, very hard for me at the time, because I had no money. I was on the bones of my ass. I wasn't doing well at work. I wasn't doing well in business. Everything seemed to be just falling apart around me, and so it was a very, very hard decision to make. But I thought, I've got nothing to lose. I need to do it. I've got to go. So I went along, and I can remember my first session, and I can remember it clear as day. The day after my first session, all those voices, all that negative stuff in my head had gone. It disappeared, and it was absolutely unreal. I'd never felt anything like this in my life, and like I said, I'd spent a lot of money on things, and I just couldn't believe that all that voices and that had gone. And I remember just feeling amazing, and so I kept going with the program, and I finished the program, and here I am. I think it's about five or six years later, and I still feel amazing. The reason I've done this is because I want you to realise that you need to keep going with this, and as much as you'll get to that point where you'll be changing your mind or whatever, you need to realise that it does work, and it will work for you, and to just keep going with it, because nothing is worth giving up, and I know the pain and the feelings and things like that can actually happen from not making that decision, and I nearly didn't go through with it. So I know how hard it is, and I know the position you're probably in right now, and I can tell you right now that there is a better side to it. There is light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and just to keep going. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks.